Alright, so let's go ahead and set up a couple of examples so that you can see some different ways which you can use it inside of a level or of a scene. So I'm going to place a waypoint inside of here, and we'll place the waypoint icon down below it, and then we'll put the nodes up here. So as a simple example, if I just go for here, I want to place it and say I want this block to move from here over to here. We'll put the follower on it right there. And by default, I believe that one's turned on, so we'll double check when it comes in. Okay, so it's going to move to it, but we need to make the move option available. So on the block, if you go to the end of the list, so we'll go down to our end of the list here, and on the waypoint settings, so again, this can be how long is it going to take. We'll say it's going to take 2 seconds to get to the end. And then on the end loop, there's a loop end of path mode. I'm going to actually say it's going to ping pong, so it's going to go back and forth right here. It's going to be just a standard linear for when it gets to the end of it there. We'll have a 1 second delay here before it goes back, and a 1 second delay before it goes back again. All right. And then on the options for what we need to say we're going to use, what we're going to do is say that we want to use the, in terms of time, we're going to use the time on this path, we're going to use the angle of this object, the scale of this object, and then we're also going to say that we want to use my start move and my control move. So we're going to just override all of the stuff that basically goes on with the waypoint and just force it to be on the block. That way we don't have to worry about setting up particulars on the block side. So now we're going to get to a ping pong. It's going to get to here, go a second, get to here, go a second. Now do you see how I have to move to stay onto the block? So remember, if you're making a block and you're trying to keep your object on it, you need to turn the parent system on. So for instance, we'll just do this so you can see it on it. At the very end of the list again, there's also an option here with a little chain, parent to object. Parent to object is saying that this object wants to be the parent of whatever jumps on it, being a player that can actually connect to it. So we're going to just move this guy up. That way the player, when he jumps onto here, he'll actually just be parented with it. So now when we do it again, and then we have the player on there, so we'll wait until it comes back. So now the player is going to stay on that one without having to actually update the player or try to keep him in there. There we go. So that's going to be a basic way just to simply make a moving object go back and forth between 2 points. And the next video we'll take a look at, we'll just add a curve to it. That way you can also see some additional elements for it.